Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Home Design Channel. If you've ever found yourself daydreaming of a quieter, softer existence, a place where the air smells of baking bread and old books, where sunlight dapples through lace curtains, and every object tells a story of comfort and craft, then you've already felt the call of the cottagecore aesthetic. But this is so much more than an aesthetic. It's a feeling. It's a philosophy of home. Today, we're moving beyond the algorithm and into the heart of what it truly means to craft a cottagecore sanctuary. This isn't about buying a few floral pillows. It's about weaving a narrative of warmth, authenticity, and deep, soulful coziness into the very fabric of your living space. So, put the kettle on, get comfortable, and let's begin our journey into designing the ultimate cozy haven. Cottagecore movement is a gentle rebellion. It's a return to the rhythms of nature, to the value of handiwork, and to the profound comfort of a home that feels like a warm embrace. It answers a very human need for security, simplicity, and connection. As your guide on this design adventure, I want to be clear. This isn't about achieving perfection. In fact, it's about embracing the beautiful, comforting imperfection of the handmade, the weathered, and the loved. We're going to talk about spaces that feel collected over time, not decorated in a weekend. We're going to prioritize feeling over flash and soul over style. This comprehensive guide is structured to walk you through your home, room by room, but also layer by layer. We'll start with the foundational philosophy, the why behind the choices, before moving into the key areas, the living heart of the home, the nourishing kitchen, the serene bedroom, and the crucial flow that connects them all. Each section will be packed with actionable ideas, from the grand like furniture choices and layout to the minute the specific textures and scents that complete the experience. I'll also be sharing what I'm calling fresh twists for 2025, moving the classic cottagecore idea forward with new influences and sustainable innovations. So, whether you live in a rural farmhouse, a suburban home, or a city apartment, the principles we discuss today are universally adaptable. It's about intention. It's about choosing to surround yourself with things that spark joy and tranquility. By the end of our time together, you'll have a blueprint, not a rigid set of rules, but a source of inspiration to begin crafting a home that isn't just a backdrop to your life, but an active participant in your well-being. Let's create a sanctuary. Segment 1. The Foundation, the Philosophy of Cozy. Before we pick out a single paint swatch or piece of furniture, we have to lay the philosophical groundwork. What are we actually trying to cultivate here? Cottagecore, at its heart, is an embrace of the pastoral ideal. It's a celebration of a simpler, more intentional way of living that is deeply intertwined with the natural world. This isn't about nostalgia for a past that never was, but rather about curating the best elements of that feeling for our modern lives. It's about choosing slowness in a world of speed, choosing analog in a world of digital, and choosing craftsmanship in a world of mass production. Your home becomes the physical manifestation of these choices, a shield from the outside world and a nurturing ground for your inner life. This philosophy is built on three core pillars: nature, nostalgia, and nurture. Nature is our primary muse. It informs our color palette. Think mossy greens, earthy browns, sky blues, and creamy whites. It dictates our materials: wood, stone, clay, linen, and wool. It encourages us to bring the outdoors in with an abundance of plants, fresh flowers, and natural light. Nostalgia provides the emotional texture. It's that warm, fuzzy feeling of your grandmother's kitchen, the adventures from storybooks, the romance of a bygone era. We evoke this not through replication, but through suggestion: a vintage mirror, a well-loved quilt, the soft glow of lamplight. Finally, nurture is the purpose. Every design decision should ask, does this make the space more nurturing? Does it encourage rest, creativity, connection, and comfort? A key concept to understand is biophilic design. This is the science-backed idea that humans have an innate tendency to seek connections with nature. Incorporating biophilic elements reduces stress, enhances creativity, and improves our sense of well-being. For us, this goes beyond a few potted plants. It's about creating visual connections to nature through windows and artwork, using natural materials with varied textures, incorporating dynamic and diffuse light, like the dappled light through a tree, and even engaging the senses of smell with dried herbs and sound with a small indoor fountain. Your home shouldn't feel like a museum diorama of the countryside. It should feel like a living, breathing extension of it. And finally, we must dismantle the idea that cozy means cluttered. True cottagecore coziness, what the Danes call hygge and the Swedes call mysig, is about curated comfort. It's a mindful abundance. It's the difference between a pile of random mail on a table and a carefully arranged tray with a tea set, a candle, and a stack of your favorite books. One induces anxiety. The other invites you to sit down and stay a while. Our goal is intentionality in every corner. Every object should have purpose or bring joy. This creates a sense of peace and order beneath the layers of texture and charm, preventing the space from tipping into feeling chaotic or overwhelming. It's a cozy clarity. Segment 2, the heart of the home, the living room. Now, let's step into the heart of the home, the living room. This is the space for gathering, for resting, for reading, for conversation. It should be the embodiment of invitation. The layout here is crucial. Forget the modern tendency to push all furniture against the walls. We want to create intimate conversation areas. Float your sofa or arrange chairs to face each other, perhaps around a central hearth, even if it's just a symbolic one with a cluster of candles. The focus should be on human connection, not the television. If you must have a TV, consider disguising it within a cabinet or behind a sliding art panel. The flow of movement should feel natural and unforced, encouraging a meandering, relaxed pace. The furniture choices are where we really build that collected over time feel. Seek out pieces that feel solid, honest, and perhaps a little imperfect. Look for second-hand solid wood furniture. A sturdy coffee table with a few dings tells a story. A comfortable sink-into-me sofa is non-negotiable. Consider a light-colored linen or cotton slipcover that is both practical and effortlessly chic. It whispers relaxation, not formality. Incorporate a variety of seating. A deep armchair by the window for reading, a small bench, perhaps even floor cushions for a truly informal vibe. The key is to avoid matching sets. Mix and match your woods, oak, pine, walnut, and your eras for a look that is uniquely yours and deeply layered. This is where texture does the heavy lifting to create that ultimate coziness. We build comfort in layers. Start from the ground up. A jute, wool, or vintage style rug adds instant warmth and texture. On your sofa, layer a chunky knit throw blanket and an assortment of pillows in different fabrics: linen, corduroy, velvet, and embroidered cotton. Curtains should be light and breathable, like linen or muslin, allowing soft light to filter through. Now add the life. Shelves bursting with books, both old and new. Pothos plants trailing from a macram hanger. A vase of fresh cut garden flowers or dried hydrangeas. A basket overflowing with extra blankets or knitting projects. These elements add visual and tactile interest that makes the room feel alive and loved. Fresh ideas for 2025. Let's push the boundaries a bit. First, consider dark cottagecore. While the aesthetic is often light and airy, imagine a moodier, more library-esque version. Deep, earthy wall colors like olive green, charcoal, or a rich taupe can create an incredibly cozy, enveloping feel, especially when paired with gold accents, dark wood, and pools of warm light from lamps. It's dramatic and cocooning. Second, grandmothercore is a delightful evolution. It's more specific, more curated. Think stained glass window films, inherited doilies used under plants, antique porcelain, and a more formal, yet still comfortable, furniture arrangement. It's nostalgic and deeply personal. Finally, integrate Soft living by dedicating a corner to a specific analog activity, a beautiful writing desk, a dedicated reading nook with a dedicated lamp and side table, or a small basket for your mending. It's about designing for a specific, peaceful lifestyle. Segment 3. The hearth and the kitchen nourishment and gathering. If the living room is the heart, the kitchen is the hearth, the soul of the cottagecore home. Historically, the kitchen was where nourishment was created, where the family gathered, where stories were told. We want to recapture that spirit. This space should feel functional, warm, and utterly welcoming. It should feel like a place where good things are made, from simmering soups to freshly baked bread. The goal is a gentle, organized chaos that speaks of activity and love, not a sterile, minimalist laboratory. It's a workspace that celebrates the process of creation. Start with your color and material palette. Warm, creamy whites, soft sage greens, and warm wood tones are ideal. If you have cabinets, consider painting them in one of these hues for an instant transformation. Open shelving is a hallmark of the style, replacing upper cabinets to make the space feel more open and less imposing. But here's the key: style them practically. Don't just put your prettiest items up there. Use your everyday dishes, your mason jars of dry goods, your well-used mixing bowls. It's about beauty and utility. Your countertops, if you can choose, should be a natural material like butcher block, soapstone, or honed marble, materials that age beautifully and show a patina of use. The decor in the kitchen is inherently functional. Your tools become your decoration. Hang a rustic wooden rail and display your well-loved copper pots, cast iron skillets, and wooden spoons. Use pretty ceramic canisters for flour, sugar, and tea. A large, sturdy farmhouse table or a central island becomes the anchor of the room, a place for food prep, for meals, for children doing homework, for conversations with a cup of tea. Always have a wooden bowl or a wire basket filled with fresh fruit and vegetables. It's a shot of natural color and reinforces the connection to the earth's bounty. And never underestimate the power of herbs. A windowsill garden of rosemary, thyme, and mint brings life, scent, and fresh flavor to your cooking. Fresh ideas for 2025. Sustainability is a huge part of modern cottagecore. This year, it's about hyper-local sourcing. This goes beyond food. It's about finding a local potter for your mugs and bowls, a local woodworker for your cutting boards, and sourcing produce from farmers markets, displaying it beautifully as part of your decor. Secondly, the modern hearth concept is emerging. For those without a literal fireplace, the stove becomes the focal point. Style the area around your stove with a beautiful vintage-style kettle, a hanging pot rack, and open shelving for oils and spices. Finally, embrace visible preservation. The art of canning, pickling, and preserving is core to the lifestyle. Don't hide those beautiful jars of tomatoes, jams, and pickles in a pantry. Designate a shelf or a portion of your open shelving to display them. They are a testament to your effort and a beautiful, colorful reminder of seasons past and future. Segment 4. The Bedroom Retreat, a Sanctuary for Sleep. Your bedroom should be the ultimate sanctuary, a true retreat from the world. This is where the cottagecore philosophy of softness and nurture reaches its peak. The energy here must be calm, serene, and incredibly gentle. This is a room designed for deep rest, for dreaming, for quiet contemplation. The palette is often softer and more muted than in other rooms. Think cloud-like whites, barely their lavenders, pale sky blues, and warm, creamy ivories. The goal is to create a space that feels like a cocoon, a soft embrace at the end of the day, where the outside world and its worries simply melt away. The bed is, of course, the throne of this sanctuary. Prioritize natural, breathable materials for your bedding. A linen or high thread count cotton duvet cover, a fluffy wool or cotton duvet insert, and a pile of pillows in various sizes and textures create an irresistible invitation to rest. Layer a woven blanket or a quilt at the foot of the bed for both visual appeal and practical coziness. A low-profile bed frame in light or dark wood, or even an upholstered frame in a neutral fabric, grounds the space without imposing. Your bedside tables don't need to match. In fact, a small wooden stool on one side and a vintage trunk on the other adds to the charming collected feel. Lighting is perhaps the most important element in the bedroom for setting the mood. Overhead lighting should be avoided in the evenings. Instead, create a constellation of soft, warm light sources. A lamp on each bedside table with a linen or paper shade provides perfect reading light. Fairy lights strung tastefully around a headboard or draped over a mirror add a touch of magic. Consider a small salt lamp or a candle safely contained in a glass lantern for its warm, flickering glow. This layered lighting scheme is instantly calming and allows you to control the ambience perfectly. Fresh ideas for 2025. Let's talk about the dreamer's nook. Not everyone has space for a whole room, but can you carve out a tiny corner? Even the space beside a window can become a micro sanctuary. An incredibly comfortable armchair, a small side table, a dedicated reading lamp, and a blanket basket can create a powerful escape within your escape. Secondly, sensory layering is key. Coziness is more than visual. Introduce a subtle, natural scent with a lavender linen spray or a diffuser with calming essential oils like cedarwood or chamomile. Have a soft wool rug beside the bed for your feet to touch first thing in the morning. Finally, analog evenings are a practice to design for. Create a beautiful tray on your nightstand that holds a physical book, a notebook for journaling, and a cup of herbal tea. This ritual, supported by your environment, actively discourages screen time before bed, leading to better sleep and a more peaceful mind. Segment 5, the connecting thread flow, details, and the senses. A home is more than a series of rooms. It's the experience of moving through them. The magic often lies in the transitions, the hallways, the doorways, the glimpses from one room into another. To create a truly cohesive cottagecore sanctuary, we need to think about the flow and the narrative thread that ties everything together. This is achieved through consistency in color story, materiality, and the subtle repetition of motifs. The creamy white from your bedroom might appear again in the kitchen cabinets. The oak of your living room floor might be echoed in the wooden bowls on your dining table. This creates a harmonious, seamless journey through your home. The devil, as they say, is in the details, and so is the soul. It's the small, personal touches that transform a well-designed space into a home with a story. This is where your personal history and passions come to the forefront. Create a small gallery wall of vintage botanical prints or family photographs in unifying wooden frames. Display collections on shelves, whether it's vintage teacups, interesting rocks from travels, or a stack of your favorite classic novels. Use beautiful, everyday objects, a ceramic honey pot, a wooden toothbrush holder, a hand-embroidered towel. These details are the punctuation marks in the story of your home. Now, let's engage the full sensory experience. We've focused heavily on the visual and tactile, but true coziness is a multisensory affair. Sound, the gentle tick of an analog clock, the soft music from a record player, the wind chimes from an open window. Smell, this is incredibly powerful. The scent of beeswax candles, simmering pots of citrus and cinnamon on the stove, a vase of fresh garden roses, the earthy smell of rain on dry soil coming through a window. Taste, a always accessible tea station with pretty mugs and a variety of blends invites a moment of pause. A bowl of seasonal fruit on the table is a visual treat and a healthy snack. Final fresh ideas for 2025. Embrace seasonal shifting. Your home can be a living reflection of the year's turning. This doesn't mean major redecorating. It means subtle shifts. Swapping out lighter linen throws for heavier wool ones in autumn. Changing the wreath on your door. Displaying foraged branches in spring. Or changing the scent of your candles to match the season. It keeps the space dynamic and connected to the natural world outside. Secondly, the wabi-sabi influence. This Japanese philosophy of embracing imperfection, impermanence, and authenticity dovetails perfectly with cottagecore. Mend a cracked vase with gold kintsugi. Celebrate the water stain on a vintage table as part of its history. It's a profound shift from seeking perfection to finding beauty in the authentic, the flawed, and the natural cycle of growth and decay. And there we have it, a comprehensive journey into creating your very own cottagecore sanctuary. We've moved from the foundational philosophy of slow living in connection to nature, through the heart of the living room, the nourishing kitchen, the serene bedroom, and into the connecting threads of flow and sensory detail. Remember, this is not a prescription, but an invitation. An invitation to slow down, to be intentional, and to surround yourself with things that tell your story and fuel your soul. Start small. Maybe it's adding a few more plants to your living room. Maybe it's thrifting a beautiful wooden bowl for your kitchen table. Maybe it's simply taking the time to light a candle and read a book instead of scrolling on your phone. Each small action is a step towards a softer, cozier, more intentional life. Your home is your canvas, and you are the artist. I'd love to continue this conversation with you. What part of the cottagecore aesthetic speaks to you the most? Is it the connection to nature, the sense of nostalgia, or the sheer comfort of it all? Let me know in the comments below. Share your own tips and ideas. If you found this guide helpful and inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more design adventures. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Thank you so much for watching and investing this time in dreaming about your perfect sanctuary. Remember, home isn't a destination. It's a feeling you create, one cozy layer at a time. Until next time, be well and happy nesting.